Yo, let's have a look at the two World Cup semi-finals. We're going to start with France and Spain. Now, let's have it right. These are the two best teams at what they do. So you got the best possession-based team in Spain, and then the best counter-attacking slash transitional team in France. I don't think that's even up for debate. Like, literally, it's literally fire against water. Literally, if this was boxing, it would be the biggest puncher against the best boxer. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there'll be any tactical surprises because I think they both believe in their abilities. They both, and rightly so, they're both very confident in what they do. I don't think they take much heed into what the opposition brings. Like, I don't think they're not naive to it, but I don't think they more focus on themselves and what they can do in the game, how they can affect the game, how they can impose their will on the opposition. But for me, the key duels I think where the game could be won will be down France's left side and Spain's right side, because you've got Luca Dean up against Yamal. That listen, Luca Dean, like Rabiot, I think Rabiot is going to be tasked because he's going to be the left-sided centre midfielder in that double pivot that France play. I think Rabiot will be tasked with any time the ball gets to Yamal, you got to get out there and support Luca Dean. Because one-on-one, I wouldn't say a mismatch, but yeah, my money's on Yamal if it's a one-on-one. You know what I mean? A two-on-one, it might make it a little bit more even. Still maybe even in Yamal's favour, to be honest. Sometimes Yamal likes that two-on-one situation where he can kind of bait both of them in and then dart in between them. Do you know what I mean? But and then on that same side of the pitch, you've got France's attacking threat of obviously the left winger, whether it's Doué or Barcola. I believe it will be Barcola because I think they use Doué when they more have to break down the team, when there's going to be less space in behind. I think with Spain's high press, with Spain dominating the ball, literally playing most of the football in France's half, I think there's going to be a lot of space in behind, which Barcola would take advantage of. But either or is going to be a problem for Porro on that same side. And then what you also got to factor in is that Mbappe often comes over to that left side as well to create overload. So sometimes the fullback's up against Barcola or Doué, and then sometimes he's up against Mbappe. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think the key duels will be on that side of the pitch, the same side of the pitch, but obviously the left side for France and the right side for Spain. So let's see who comes out victorious in that one. Moving on though, England vs Argentina, one of the biggest fixtures in international football. Without a doubt, you've got history with the hand of God. You've got political tensions with the Falkland Islands. There's all you got Messi, who's never played against England before. So there's everything in this game for it to be a classic. Although sometimes when it builds up, when the game has that much build up, sometimes it isn't a classic. Sometimes it's a gritty, tense affair. Do you know what I mean? But what we can expect to see is Argentina dominating the ball. They one thing I don't think they get credit for is their patience. I think the patience that they show in their build up, whether it's the 10th minute, the 90th minute, or the 119th minute, they show extreme patience in their build up. They just probe and probe and probe with McAllister and Enzo. They just probe and probe and probe until Messi finds a pocket of space. And more often than not, Messi doesn't move to find that pocket of space. He's standing still. But what they do is they move the ball. And by moving the ball and keeping the ball moving and just bopping it, it constantly keeps the opposition moving. Because obviously you have to move with the ball because, okay, obviously their end goal is to get the ball to Messi. But if you just think you can just stay on Messi, they will thread that ball through for Alvarez, who will finish. So they will just bop it and shift the opposition around until Messi gets that little pocket of space and then they'll fizz it into his feet. That's literally what we're going to see when it comes to Argentina. But I feel like this might fall into England's hands. As for me, England's better in transitions. They're more effective in transitions as a counter-attacking team. When the ball's in England's court, so to speak, to be the dominating team possession-wise, they often, it's like they don't know what to do with it, or they just struggle to break down low blocks. And there's, to be honest, the squad selection that that Tuchel's chose isn't a low block breaking down type of team. Do you know what I mean? It is very transitional, and I think deliberately so. I think it was premeditated. So yeah, Argentina, they concentrate their attacks centrally. Everything goes through the middle. Everything goes through the middle. So England need to be compact and try and force them out wide where they're less of a threat. Although that's the only time you will see Messi move. Now, if there's no joy centrally, when the ball does go out wide, you will see then Messi kind of pull out wide. Or if Messi is just getting stifled, he will pull out wide and wait for them to bop it, bop it, bop it, and then find him in that little pocket of space on the right wing mainly. So that's the only time really you'll see Messi move, do you know what I mean, to receive the ball. Other times, more often than not, he's standing still waiting for that little corridor to appear. But England, they need to use their superior athletic ability in those wide positions during transitions mainly. I think defensively they need to be compact, but when they win the ball back, the wingers need to get high and wide, and they need to use their athletic advantages out there and try and isolate the fullbacks, which can easily be done because Argentina play a very, very compact 4-4-2. Their midfield is extremely compact. It's basically all centre midfielders in their midfield, all number 8s basically. So yeah, I think yeah, that's where the advantages will be for England out wide in transition. However, I think the key battle where the game can be won or lost will be in the middle of the park, no doubt. So the double pivot of England, they say Rice is fit to start, but we'll see when he gets on the pitch, because that Rice that turned up against Norway for the first 45 minutes, if that Rice turns up against Argentina, England might be 2-3 down at half time. So like there's no time for sentiments here. Like even Rice himself, like if you are this, you know, this humble guy as you portray yourself to be, this, you know, for the team type of person, then you also have to say when you're not physically capable to give 100%. You have to say, because this is where the game's going to be won for me. In the centre of the park, the double pivot for England is going to have to shift and protect the middle of the park, because that is where Messi is most dangerous. Yeah, he will drift out wide, out times to that right side, but in general, that's where that's where Argentina's strength is centrally. Probing, playing little passes, combination passes between Enzo, McAllister, forward to Messi and Alvarez. That's where their main strength is. So our double pivot has to be able to make those to run, but not long distances. I'm talking these little short bursts. Intense, because the moment you switch off or you decide to jog out to a player to apply the press rather than sprint, that's the moment where, boom, either needle, threaded pass, or Messi's got half a yard, whip, goal. Also, I think the goalkeepers will have a big say in things. I think Martinez and Pickford, they're similar temperamentally, like they're both emotionally charged, although I don't think no one gets more emotionally charged than Pickford. However, they are both of that ilk, and they're both capable of big moments, especially through, do you know what I mean, penalty saves. However, Martinez is another level. I think statistically he saves like 1 in 2 pens. So I feel like both goalkeepers will have a big say in things. And obviously we got the inevitable battle between Jude and Kane up against Messi and Alvarez. So let's see who takes centre stage in that. But yeah, while you're here, like, subscribe, drop your comments down below. Let me know who you think will win, both ties, and if you agree, disagree, let me know, yeah?